Okay, on this question, we've got h squared, and we don't have h to the first power anywhere, and we want to solve. So let me recopy it down here. So we've got 3/4 h squared minus 4 equals 17. And what we're trying to do is we're solving something that has x squared or h squared or whatever letter, and no x to the first power. That's kind of the scenario. Notice we just have h squared, and we don't have like a regular h anywhere, h to the first power anywhere. We just have h squared and no regular h anywhere. So what do you do about that? Well, step number one is you have to get the x squared or the h squared or whatever alone. Get your letter squared alone. Okay, now let me write an additional note. With fractions, and we have fractions here. So with fractions, multiply all terms. Remember, we've done fractions before, huh? Multiply all terms by the LCD over 1. LCD is the denominators multiplied. So yeah, you've done that before. You know all about that. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go 4 over 1, 4, 4. And put in the wall of separation for us. Okay, does that make any sense what I'm doing there? So I'm multiplying through by 4 over 1, 4, which is the same as 4 over 1, and 4, which is again the same as 4 over 1. When I put a 4 next to something that's just a whole number, it's not a fraction, I don't make it 4 over 1 because it's not a fraction. So just write 4, but it's the same thing. So I multiplied all 3 terms. That's important, right? All the terms by the LCD over 1. Then cross cancel and multiply the leftovers. Remember that? 4 cancels 4. What's left over? 3h squared. The 1 on the bottom is irrelevant, doesn't do anything. Minus 16. 4 times 4 is 16. And 4 times 17, use your calculator if you need to. What is 4 times 7? 40, so 68, like that. Okay, now we need to get h squared alone. How are we going to get h squared alone? Well, and that we're still trying to get the x squared alone. We're still in that step. So I'm going to add 16 to both sides. We just got rid of the fractions. That was the first step. And we've done that before, but that's a hard step. I'm going to bring that down. 3h squared is whatever that is. 74. No, 84. 84. Okay. Now, and then we're almost there. We're still, all this is still trying to get h squared alone. Got to divide by 3. Huh? Boom. H squared equals 28. Divide that on your calculator. Okay, so all that is to get the x squared alone. And now step 2, you do the root and the plus or minus root over the sides. Remember that? To get rid of that h squared, you got to root it, right? So I'm going to root it, and not just root, plus or minus. Why plus or minus? Because we saw that it produces 2 answers. There's actually 2 answers that make this true on this one. Okay, so then now rooting and squaring cancel each other like a poison and the antidote. neutralize each other. And here we get plus or minus square root of 28. So notice on the left side, these guys cancel. Again, because it's like a poison and the antidote. A root and a 2 power are opposites. They cancel each other out. On the right side, there's no 2 power anywhere to cancel out the root, so the root stays there. You see that? You see why the root actually stays on the right side? Because there's no 2 power to cancel it out. So it just stays right there. Okay, now we've got to figure out what we're going to do from here. How do we give the answer? Now, will they allow us to type it in just like that? Or do they want a decimal? I'm not sure. Let me see. I'm going to fiddle with it for a minute and see if they'll take it. Which ways they'll take it. Yeah, they'll take it just like that. So you could type in square root of 28 and negative with a comma in between and negative square root of 28. They'll take it just like that. Or they might take a decimal too. I don't know. They didn't say. So you could try doing a decimal if you want to. Let me see. I could test out to see if they actually take a decimal. Let me see. It took me just a second to test that out for you. Let me see. Oh no, it says no decimals allowed. Okay, no, so no decimals allowed. So you have to give the answer just like this: root 28 and negative root 28. There we go.